All right, so today we're going to be talking about the school food service claims for reimbursement. All right, so just a little overview. We're going to start with an overview of claims, how to create a monthly claim, entering and understanding claim data, zeroing in on CEP, and just a little review. All right, so here's an overview of claims and reimbursement. So there's a difference between meal counts and claiming. So meal counts are defined as a total amount of reimbursable meals separated by category served to students at the point of sale. The meal counts are submitted to LDOE for reimbursement through the Child Nutrition Program website. Claiming is defined as the process and a procedure of submitting those monthly meal totals to LDOE within the regulated time frame for federal and state reimbursement. So there's three categories of meal counts. First is free. All children and households receiving benefits from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, homeless or foster care, can receive free meals regardless of income. Also, children can receive free priced meals if your household's gross income is within the free limits on the federal income eligibility guidelines, or if they participate in a CEP program. Reduced. Due to the passing of HB 282, students will not be charged the reduced price, but they must maintain the reduced price status on all documentation. And so students are not charged any money at the reduced price because Louisiana State does cover that difference between the reimbursement of reduced and free. Paid. Children who live in a household that do not qualify for free and reduced price meals will be listed in the paid category. So reimbursement rates for school year 24-25 have been posted to the CNP website. Sorry, I included the ones from 24. To access, please follow these steps. So you log into the school food service tab, so that's the green tab. Access the rates by clicking Program Administration and the drop-down titled Reimbursement Rates. CNP operators may use this reference to the reimbursement rates to assist in filling out the application rates, information in your software application. So some requirements for reimbursement. In order for the SFA to claim meals for reimbursement, they must meet the following criteria. Use a manual or electronic system for counting and consolidating meals at each school. The system must have the ability to accurately count, record, consolidate, and report the number of reimbursable meals by category of eligibility status and type. The system must also include edit checks. You must maintain adequate documentation on file to support the number of meals claimed for both breakfast and lunch and be able to provide that if any flags come up. Must maintain an accurate, up-to-date benefit issuance documentation reflecting the current status of each child enrolled. And these documents must always be available. And your documentation must include edit checks. So what is an edit check? So edit checks must be completed for each meal each day. It compares the number of students with the number of meals served. Edit checks can be either done manually or electronically. Most food service software automatically does it. Edit checks use the average daily attendance to determine if excess meals are served. An explanation is required if an excess has been determined. Please be reminded that the number of meals claimed should not exceed the average daily that the number of meals claimed should not exceed the attendance, nor should the number of meals served exceed enrollment. Okay, so claims for reimbursement. In order to submit your claim for reimbursement, you must have a complete and approved National School Lunch, School Breakfast Program application. And so I know all of you are working hard on that right now. If you do not submit your application before August 31st, you will not be able to claim for August 2024. So it's very important that that's submitted by August 31st. Claims must be submitted through the Louisiana Child Nutrition website under the school lunch tab. A separate claim must be submitted every month, even if the month consists of only one day. School food authorities should submit claims by the 10th of the month following the claim period, and school food authorities must submit by the 60th calendar day following the claim period. You may only submit one claim for each child nutrition program per processing period. So what happens if you don't submit by the 60th day? A one-time extension may be awarded every 3 years, subject to approval. So if in October of 2023, you had to use an exemption, you would not be eligible again until October of 2026. So it requires a written justification submitted to the state agency, and confirmation letters are provided to schools regarding the results of an exemption request. So it's very important that you submit before that 60th day after the end of the claim period. So how do you create a claim? So Child Nutrition Program website, log in how you normally do, go to the green School Food Service tab. If you do not have an approved Schedule A, your application hasn't been submitted and approved, then you're not going to be able to view or submit any claims. So if you have this orange box pop up, then that means that you do need to finish your application. All right. So in order to create a claim, you click the green School Food Service tab located at the top right of the page. Then on the left-hand side, number 2, click Claims. 3, Create New Claim. The program year defaults to the current program year. Using the drop-down menu, you choose the claim month to process. So it'll only give you options for those that months that have already passed. Also, those months have to be checked for operation on Schedule A. If you did not state that you would be operating in that month, then it won't allow you to submit a claim. Then click the Create button. So, under View Claims, the new claim will be listed in the claim creation box. Reminder that the claims are color-coded on the CNP website. So completed claims are pink, those that have been paid. Waiting claims, those that have been submitted and are waiting to be processed and paid, are displayed in blue. And open claims, those claims that are unsubmitted, are displayed in yellow. So entering and understanding claim data. So once you have created the claim, go back to the School Food Service tab, click on Claims, and then click View Claims. The program year defaults to the current program year. And then 4, click on the month of the claim. So you see January 2024, that shows that it hasn't been submitted yet, and that's open and ready to be edited. So under School Participation Data, click the Edit button next to each site name. So you're going to have to fill out the information under each individual site. Note that all sites that are eligible for claims will be shown here. Only active sites with an approved application packet for the school year will have the ability to enter a claim. If one is not listed there, please contact us and we'll try and figure out what's going on. So underneath the month, you're going to be entering regular meal, free eligibles, reduced eligibles, and paid eligibles on any day during the month. You enter total attendance and average daily attendance and attendance factor are automatically filled out. You also include school days. So I'm going to go into detail about each of these. So reduced eligibility is the maximum number of reduced price eligible students on any given day during the claim month for this school. But if you're CEP, that would be 0. Pre-eligibility is the maximum number of pre-price eligible students on any given day during the claim month for this school. And paid eligibility is the number of paid students who can eat on any given day during the claim month for this school. This can be calculated as enrollment minus maximum free and reduced eligible students. Total enrollment is the highest total number of students enrolled at the school for the claim month. And so reduced, free, and paid eligibility should add up to total enrollment because you can't have more children eligible than enrolled. So total attendance. Total attendance is the sum of student attendance for all days when school food service meals are served at this school for the claim month. And so attendance is a number that you would get from your front office. So the actual count of students in attendance each day that you're serving those foods. School days is the number of days this school food service was in operation for the claim month. And that's for school food service. In here, you would not include, like, say, if you did CACFP on the weekends, you would not include those days on your school food service claim. Average daily attendance is automatically calculated by the CNP website, so it's not something you have to fill out. And that's the school food service days, total attendance divided by the school food service school days. So total attendance divided by school days. All right. Attendance factor. Attendance factor is calculated each year using October claim data from all public and charter schools in Louisiana. And so we calculate that by dividing total attendance by school days and then dividing that by enrollment. And so that's basically to say, on average in Louisiana, 92.38% of students attended school each day. And so that's going to be the attendance factor that will show up on your claim unless you apply to have a custom attendance factor for your district. All right, so the next section on the claim is where you enter the number of meals and the number of days you served those meals. So only meal types that the site is approved for under Schedule A will load fillable boxes. So you enter the number of days each meal type was served. So say one day was a half day, you only served breakfast and you didn't serve lunch. In that case, breakfast would have 15 days while lunch would have 14 days. So that's a detail to pay attention to. So enter the number of days each meal type was served, the total number of each type of meal served to reduced rate meal eligible students, free rate eligible students, and paid rate eligible students. Other meals includes all meals not eligible for federal or state reimbursement. This can include like teacher meals, staff meals, at-cost meals sold to visitors, or second meals sold to students. So you wouldn't want to include any of those in the claimed count. All of those would go under other meals. So once you fill out all of this information for all of your schools, you'll be able to see it in your claim summary. And so before trying to submit, you want to make sure that each section is filled out. Here, where there's some white space by free snack where there isn't a number put in, you would need to put in zeros there. Otherwise, it won't let you submit the claim. It needs to make sure that any fillable section has a number entered into it. All right. So school participation data, this will summarize the information that you entered into the claim, and you'll be able to compare that to your food service software. So next, submitting a claim. So before submitting a claim, the following information must be verified. All information is true and correct. The operation of the program was in accordance with the agreement and application. The claim is just and correct. The records required by the agreement are on file to back up this claim, and the payment has not already been received. So how do you submit a claim? So if you don't already have it open, you once again go to School Food Service, Claims, View Claim. You select the claim month, and then under School Participation Data, you hit the orange Submit Claim button. So what do you do if you get an asterisk requiring a comment? So if the system flags with an asterisk and requires a comment for submission, this means that it was flagged by the federal edit check. So what that is the number of meals claimed in a category exceeds the estimated number of meals in the federal edit check. So say you had 100 free eligible students, you would multiply that times the attendance factor, which is 0.9238. So say 92 students times the number of school days, let's say 10 days, so 920. So if you claimed 1,000 meals instead of 920 meals, we would want to know, the system is just asking you to say, okay, why did you have higher attendance? Was there a special event? Was the menu this month just really popular and you had unexpectedly higher participation? We need you to address why the number of meals is higher than is expected. What if you don't get an asterisk, but you realize after the fact that you forgot to include some meals, or there was a miscount, or maybe child adult care food program meals were accidentally counted in the school food service? What do you do? So if your claim is still in the waiting status or it's blue, you contact our department and we request it to be returned for revision. So we reach out to appropriation control, they release it, and then you're able to just go in, change those numbers, and submit it the same way that you did initially. If your claim has already been paid, like if it's the pinky purple color, then you can file an amendment. So you just go back, reopen the claim, and then in the orange box, click Create Amendment, and then you'll be able to change your numbers as needed and resubmit. Of course, I'm always happy to help. And so if you want someone to review it before you resubmit it, just to make sure that everything looks clear, we're always happy to do that. So what about CEP? Most of our districts in Louisiana do CEP, and it does make the claims process just a little bit different. So if your school district has elected to participate in CEP for 24-25, your claims must reflect the appropriate claiming percentage. So the ISP multiplied by 1.6, so the ISP is the identified student percentage, multiplied by 1.6 equals the percentage of meals claimed at the free rate. If the claiming percentage is 100% or greater, all student meals get claimed at the free rate. Makes it pretty straightforward. You would, if you served 1,000 meals, then you would put 1,000 meals under the free category. If you have 100 kids enrolled, you'd put 100 kids in the free eligibility category. If the claiming percentage is below 100%, the remaining meals served up to 100% are claimed at the paid rate. If you need additional assistance in calculating your claims, feel free to utilize the CEP spreadsheet. The CEP claim spreadsheet for SFAs can be found on the CMP website under the form section. So CEP claiming, the CEP claiming percentage should be applied to both total meals and total eligibles. So the total enrolled for each school participating in CEP. The CEP spreadsheet that we provide can assist with your calculations. And so this is the spreadsheet. So in here, you would put your claiming percentage. If you have any questions about calculating the claim percentage, I'm always happy to look it over. Put in the claiming percentage, the school, your total enrollment, and your meals for lunch and breakfast, and it'll break it down the percentage for you. Oftentimes, though, your food service software is automatically doing this. It's really important that you're putting in that correct claiming percentage in your CEP, in your food service software. Just because 100% of the kids are eating free doesn't mean that they are 100% claiming at free. All right. So you multiply so if you want to practice doing it by hand, just kind of understand the math that's happening. Step one is you multiply the highest total enrollment by the free claiming percentage. So 1410 times 0.9173 equals 1293.39. So you would round that up down to 1293. And then you subtract the free eligible number from the total enrollment. So 1410 minus 1293 equals 117. And you use the calculated number as the paid eligible. So that would be 117. Then for applying the claiming percentage to meals, step one, you multiply the total meals claimed by free claiming percentage. So you would take the total number of lunches claimed and multiply that times 0.9173, which would give you 16,919.6. Then standard rounding, you'd round that up to 16,920. Then you subtract the free meals claim from the total meals claim. So 18,445 minus 16,920 equals 1525. So that the number of meals you would claim as paid would be 1525. And you would do this for each of your sites. Remember, for those that have clusters, you may have a different, claiming percentage for each cluster. So it's very important that you're double checking, triple checking those numbers, especially on the earlier claims as you're getting used to the software and maybe getting used to that new claiming percentage if you elected a new base year. All right. So final reminders. Sponsors should submit their claim by the 10th of the month following the claim period. So for August, that ends on August 31st. And so we highly recommend you submit the claim by September 10th. That way you're paid in a timely manner. But sponsors must submit by the 60th calendar day following the claim period. And so for August 31st, that would be October 30th. So it's not the end of 2 months later, it's exactly 60 calendar days. So that's really important. You do not want to miss that deadline. If the claim is not submitted by the 60th calendar day following the claim period, a one-time exemption may be awarded every 3 years, subject to program manager approval that requires a written justification submitted to the state agency, and confirmation letters are provided to schools regarding the results of an exemption request. Claims reminders. Meals must be claimed by the school where the student is enrolled. If you have any special circumstances, if there's any special programs where, say, they're going to a tech program across the street and they're eating at another meal, please talk to us about these special circumstances so we can figure out how to best, represent how these kids are being fed on your claim. Individual school counts drive severe need breakfast eligibility. So it's by individual school, it's not by district. A separate claim must be submitted every month, even if the month consists of only one day. So, if you only operated one day in August, you still have to submit an August claim if you would like to be reimbursed for August. It can't be tacked on to the September claim. And before submitting the claim, the following information must be verified. You want to make sure that everything is true and correct. Make sure that the program was operated in accordance with the agreement and the application. So making sure that you followed those procedures that you shared with us in your application. that the claim is just incorrect, that the records required by the agreement are on file to back up this claim, and that the payment has not already been received from the claim, so not doubling up on the claim. Do y'all have any questions? I'm going to look into the chat. All right. What is the attendance factor? So the attendance factor for this year is 92.38%. And if you're trying to understand what the attendance factor is, the attendance factor is just on average the percentage of students who attended school during October of 2023. All right. If we don't have any other questions, then that's it for today. Thank you so much. And always, if you have any questions or concerns, even before you submit your application, I'm happy to review that claim with you. I'm able to see it while you're working on it. You can email me at mary.moses@la.gov. Or call us at 225-342-3704 is my direct extension. All right. Well, thank you so much, and y'all have a wonderful day.